Hi, everyone. My name is Caroline Email, and I am a 2016 graduate of Louisiana Tech University, where I received my master's degree in history with a focus on foreign relations and gender studies. Will Sarah McBride please join me at the podium? I am thrilled to be introducing our next woman of distinction, Sarah McBride. At age 25, Sarah has already served as White House intern, a field organizer for Delaware Governor Jack Markell, and field director for Beau Biden's reelection campaign for Delaware Attorney General. These roles came after 4 years at American University, where she earned her bachelor's degree and served as student body president. Concluding her term as student body president, she made national headlines when she wrote an op-ed for her student newspaper in which she came out as transgender. An active advocate for the LGBT community, today Sarah works as the campaigns and communications manager for the LGBT Research and Communications Project at the Center for American Progress. In this capacity, she recently traveled to North Carolina to elevate the voices of trans people who have been affected by HB2. The now infamous North Carolina law that in part requires people to use not only public bathrooms that correspond with the sex they were assigned at birth. This past April, Sarah also presented a TEDx Mid-Atlantic. Her TED Talk, Gender Assigned at Birth Should Not Dictate Who We Are, is a must-watch. Sarah, you are an inspiration not only to the LGBT community, but for women everywhere striving to create a more equal world where people are not held back based on their gender or sexuality. Your passion for equality and your determination to be your authentic self are empowering. Thank you for showing women throughout the United States how one person can make a positive change. Please join me in honoring and recognizing Sarah McBride as a 2016 Nick Whistle Woman of Distinction.
Well, thank you so much, Caroline, and it's really, really wonderful to be here. Thank you so much for this award. It's wonderful to join so many wonderful women on this stage. As Caroline mentioned, my name is Sarah McBride. I'm 25 years old, a native of Wilmington, Delaware. That's right, we have the entire state here. Yes. I'm a proud graduate of American University. Let's go Eagles. I'm a policy nerd, a daughter, and a sister. It took me 21 years to muster up the courage to say those last two words, daughter and sister. Today, they are among my proudest identities, and tonight I can stand at this podium as the woman that I am. But clearly, it's not news to any of you that it hasn't always been that way for me. I remember growing up, lying in my bed at night, praying that I would wake up the next day and be a girl, to be my authentic self and to just have my parents be proud of me. I remember looking into the mirror, struggling to say just two words, I'm transgender. I was scared. I was scared about embracing that fact, but even more scared about continuing to deny it. More than anything else, I was scared that my dreams and my identity were mutually exclusive. As Caroline mentioned, while attending American University, I was elected president of the student body. At the same time, I was also struggling with my identity and whether or not to come out as transgender. In the end, though, I had to be true to myself. My life was passing me by, and I was done wasting it as someone I wasn't. I came out to my family on Christmas Day in 2011. There's not much to do after you open presents. And I came out to my close friends during the following weeks. And with the courage that my family and friends gave me in May of 2012, during the last week of my term as president of the student body, I told the world that I was really Sarah McBride in an op-ed in the AU student newspaper. I I have to say that I was nervous about the possible reaction from the university community, but all I got was support. As student body president, I always said that our college campuses should look like what we want our country to look like in 10 or 15 years. And as lucky and fortunate as I was to have my news met with nothing but love and support, it was also clear to me that other trans people on our campus didn't enjoy those same reactions or support that I had due to my own position. And as you all know, that's not just the reality on AU's campus, it's the reality everywhere. Our notable advancements and progress as a country oftentimes only serve to reinforce the gap and the divide between those with luck and privilege and those who are rejected by their families, fired from their jobs, or facing violence or harassment simply for walking down the street as the person that they are. But it doesn't, and it shouldn't have to be that way. Being judged on your merits, that shouldn't be a privilege. Having a home shouldn't be a privilege. Keeping your family shouldn't be a privilege. So, like many of you, I was and am determined to help change that. I worked back in my home state of Delaware to help pass protections for transgender Delawareans, and now work nationally to ensure that LGBT equality isn't based on state or zip code. For me, though, the urgency of the cause that I work for became all the more poignant when I learned that my boyfriend Andy was battling cancer. Andy and I had met fighting for trans equality, and we fell in love. I'd admired his courage and marveled at his incredible advocacy and unrivaled wit. Together as two young transgender people falling in love and working for the community we love, it seemed like we had a world of possibilities and potential before us. Unfortunately, after thinking that he was cancer-free, Andy received the news that every patient fears. His cancer was back, and it had spread. And for him, the situation was terminal. When he found out that he didn't have much time left, Andy asked me to marry him. And in August of 2004, we married. And just 4 days after we wed, as I held his hand and our brand new wedding bands touched, he passed away. Andy and his passing taught me a lot. It taught me, my relationship with him taught me how to love and be loved. He taught me how to live the values I fight for at work in my own life. But more than anything else, my relationship with Andy underscored for me that change cannot come fast enough. That every day matters when it comes to building a world where every person can live their life to the fullest. Dr. King called it the fierce urgency of now. And to me, the beauty in this room isn't limited to your leadership. It's also in what others would derisively call our impatience. So many of you are in leadership positions on your college campuses because you don't want to make change tomorrow. You want to make change today for real people right in front of you. You aren't falling into the trap of looking past your own community. You aren't waiting until you're older. You aren't listening to a world that says to the young man that they praise him for his drive and criticize the young woman for her ambition. So to close, I just want to say, keep making that change. Keep blazing those trails, and join each other to reject the prejudices that say that any perception at birth should dictate who you are, who you love, how you act, or what you do. Our dreams and our identities do not have to be mutually exclusive. Together, we can build a world where a kid can grow up knowing that they can be a leader, they can be successful, they can be independent, they can be gay, they can be transgender, they can be anything that this world says is mutually exclusive with being a woman or being feminine, that they can be any or all of those things and still be seen, still be valued, and still be respected as the equal humans that we all are. Thank you all very much.